And what's up, y'all? It's Fuller RIP. As I'm sure a lot of you know by now, Clive has gotten revealed for Tekken 8 as the final character in Season 1 and the very first guest character in Tekken 8 respectively. So, I was super hype about this upon seeing it. I wasn't recording, I kind of wish I was because I literally lost my mind. I thought this character's cycle was over and I thought they were done with him, and I thought he was just gonna like slowly fade away like how a lot of the Final Fantasy protagonists do over time. They just gain less and less popularity as the new ones come out, which is a fair statement, I think. But no, they decided to put him in Tekken, and he will forever be cemented in this game as well. I think that's awesome. I think it's really cool that they're kind of giving him one last thing to be in, and I'm really excited to see what they do with him gameplay-wise. Obviously, we've seen the trailer, but that's not going to display everything that he can do. I think the stages are really good, and I think everything surrounding him in the game and the pick itself is really interesting, and I'm super excited. And this is said as both a Final Fantasy fan and a Tekken fan. However, that sentiment I just stated has not been shared throughout the Final Fantasy community. Now, historically, these videos have been about the Tekken and fighting game player bases, and they're made out of complete anger and ranked loss streaks. But I really want to twist the narrative of that with this one. I've come to believe recently that the Final Fantasy fan base, and more specifically Final Fantasy VII fan base, is one of the worst fan bases, actually. Now hear me out, y'all. So I know a lot of you are sitting back like getting offended at that statement, right? Like, you're a Final Fantasy VII fan, or you're a Final Fantasy fan, like me, by the way. I'm a part of that. And you're like, well, I don't do anything. I don't complain about stuff that's happening in my game that other games don't get, and other games in the series of Final Fantasy don't get. And that's what annoys me. They did not have to do this for us. They gave us another Final Fantasy character. You know how unlikely that is to happen? I feel like people just aren't grateful for this. I don't know if I'm missing something, like, I don't understand. And I know Tifa would have been fun, and I know she would have been cool, but at the same time, Clive is awesome too. Like, I don't know what to say. It is really telling about the community as a whole, how ungrateful they are and how almost snobbish they are that, oh, the perfect Final Fantasy didn't get representation. It's like, give it time. There's no reason that Tifa can't be in the game too. Plus, when Noctis came out, Final Fantasy 15's cycle was over. And now Clive's come out when Final Fantasy 16's cycle is over. So why would Tifa not come out when Final Fantasy 7 Remake's cycle is over? In like, what, 2027, 2028? That's like a season 4 or season 5 sort of situation. I know I said I don't want to make any more videos like this, or I'm just complaining, but I really think this has to be done from somebody who's doesn't have like a big stake in this. Like, I'm not a huge like YouTuber at all, and I think that there's a lot of people that don't hear this opinion, and I just want to tell y'all, this opinion is out there. I do think Clive is a good choice. I do think Clive is a cool character. I do think FF16 is a good and fun game. And I am very excited to play as Clive in Tekken 8. I know that I've been harsh on Tekken 8 in the past, but this is honestly the best thing they could have done to bring me back in the game. Sure, Tifa would have probably done the same thing, and I would have probably been a little bit more hype about Tifa, just because, you know, Final Fantasy VII is kind of their golden boy of a game, and I think everything relating to that would sell well and would do well. But the other thing is, you have to see it from the flip side. Harada and them are going to have to spend money to get Tifa into the game. You know how expensive those characters are to license. They've already talked about it. The Smash dudes have already talked about that, how expensive these characters are to get. And they've only gotten more expensive with the success of Remake and Rebirth. So it makes sense to me from a monetary standpoint and from the developer standpoint. And it should make sense to us. It shouldn't be a crazy, oh no, why didn't my character get in? Why didn't that? Like, it's okay to be disappointed, but complaining doesn't solve anything. What are they going to do? Take him out and then put Tifa in? Take all the work and money that looks awesome, the awesome stage, the awesome effects that he has. They're going to take all that out just to put Tifa's dolphins in. Like, come on now, y'all. We can do better than this. And it's really disappointing to see, because this feeds into the narrative of Final Fantasy fans just being greedy and ungrateful and only liking 7, which is not true. That's the other opinion I want to show y'all. 7 is an amazing game. It's one of the best games of all time, one of my favorite games of all time, but it is also not the only Final Fantasy. Been Fuller, RIP Fuller. The message here is be grateful for things. You don't know what it would be like if they weren't here, and it would probably be less cool. Life wouldn't be as fun, so please just be grateful for things. And I know this message is coming kind of late because Thanksgiving's already happened, but it just really needs to be said. It's not stated enough. Please be positive. Don't bring a negative twist on everything. Be excited. And I promise your life will feel so much better if you're not just sitting there trying to rip on things. Trust me, I've done both walks of life now. This one is so much better. And it makes you feel better as a person. Alright, I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.